Alright, I'm asked to calculate the angle magnitude between the vectors u plus v and v. And I'm given certain magnitudes as u being 2, 3, and v being 2. Now it says that the vectors u and v, sorry, are perpendicular. So I can draw the perpendicular line. And I call this vector u, call this vector v. So the magnitude of u is 2 root 3. The magnitude of v is 2. Now it wanted the angle between u plus v and v. So now for me to find u plus v, it will be the connection of u to v. And I notice instantly that I would have formed a right angle triangle. So in essence, if I was supposed to find this length, which is u plus v, if I was supposed to find this length, I'd have to use Pythagoras system, and that's what I'm going to do. So I can, if I call u the length of u plus v x, I'd have x squared is equal to the sum of the square of these two. So I would have to square both and then add them. So I'll get 2 root 3 squared plus 2 squared. Now if I extract 2 root 3, for example, let us say I don't know what that is. I can extract it. 2 root 3. I could change this 2 to a third by identifying what number, when I find the square root of it, I get 2. And I know that if I find the square root of 4, I get 2. And remember that this, when I say 2 root 3, is 2 multiplied by root 3. So if I change the 2 to a third, I'll get root 4 times root 3. Now, if I have thirds in this rational numbers like this, so if I have thirds like this, I can multiply under the root. So 4 times 3, that's 12, so I get root 12. Now if I'm supposed to square it, so that means that 2 root 3 is actually root 12. Now root 12 squared, so I can even write that root 12 squared, and just write about 2 squared. Root 12 squared would be 12. Because when I square a root, they cancel out each other, so I get 12. And 2 squared is 4. 12 plus 4, that's 16. So that means that x squared is 16. So I know that x therefore is equal to the square of 16. That means that the length of x is 4. Now if I know the length of x is 4, that means that this u plus v is actually the length of 4. Now I want to find out the angle between u plus v and v based on what the question asks me. I want to find the angle between u plus v and v. So therefore, I go back to trigonometry and I look to see what ratio could I have used to represent these two sides. So if this is the unknown angle, this side will be opposite, this is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. I have hypotenuse and adjacent, and that's the cosine ratio. So I can therefore go ahead and say cosine of theta is equal to adjacent to just 2 over 4. Break this down, I'll get a half. So therefore theta is equal to the cosine inverse of a half, and I know that cosine inverse of a half is 60. Now I want the answer in radians. I have to multiply this now by pi over 180 times pi over 180. And once I do that, 16 to 180, that's 3. So therefore the angle is pi over 3. And I notice that when I check my solutions, I notice that pi over 3 is A. So that's the answer.